He's always right on time to work, and it's still dark. I bet it must be easy to find somewhere to park.
Yes, sir, you're on the air.
Saving AM radio, it's the Uncle Henry Show. You know you're up when you hear that Roll Tide roll.
Roll Tide roll.
You can talk bacon grease, you can talk geese, you can talk about the way things used to be. And if you get lucky, you might even talk to Freddie. Talk Congress, crime and cruise ship celibacy, entertainment districts. Talk politics, just leave his mama out of this.
You leave my mama out of this.
It's crushing Ronald Reagan, and don't y'all forget to pray. A celebrity Bible verse to start your day.
Lord have mercy. Read your Bible.
Giant moon pies and ugly ties and you'll name football bowls. Be sure you end your call with Roll Tide roll.
Roll Tide roll.
You can talk bacon grease, you can talk geese, you can talk about the way things ought to be. And if you get lucky, you might even talk to Freddie. Talk Congress, crime and cruise ship celibacy, entertainment districts. Talk politics, just leave his mama out of this.
Mama out of this. It's horrible.
Let's talk about the Constitution.
I'm uncomfortable being called baby.
Just don't talk about frosted or
Well, cut that out.
testosterone.
Don't send me things to click.
You can talk football, baseball, and eating meat, team parties and bringing up children. You can talk city streets, deadbeats, and the way things probably ain't never gonna be. Talk politics, just leave his mama out of this.
What's the matter with you people?
Talk politics, just leave his mama out of this.
Making songs about my mama. Leave my mama out of this now.
Don't draw conclusions, because if you do, you're going to be wrong. You can draw them if you want and just be wrong. I guess you all don't have any consequences for being wrong.
From the Spring Hill Toyota Traffic Center.
In a big game this evening, the 68 Ventures Bowl happening at 7:30 at Hancock Whitney Stadium, but there is a street party that is going on right now outside of the stadium. Watch for heavy congestion due to an accident being cleared westbound on the Bayway, just past the causeway, and from the Eastern Shore to the tunnel, it's an 11-minute delay.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
If you see traffic trouble, call the Acadian Windows traffic tip line at pound 250, keyword total traffic when prompted. Acadian Windows, your hurricane protection specialists.
The Uncle Henry Show, weekday afternoons from 5 till 7.
Merry Christmas. God bless America. And roll tide roll.
This is the Uncle Henry Show. Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Thank you so much for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. I appreciate it very, very much. I really do. Once again, here we are together, just me and you, trying to figure out what is going on in the world around us. And for me, it's even more confusing than ever before. What is going on? in the world around us. If you'd like to call in, if there's something you want to tell me about, 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. Email address, unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. It's unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. And I don't really give a flip what the topic might be as long as it's not pornographic, about human reproduction, anything scatological, anything like that. Other than that, whatever you'd like to call in about, feel free to do so here on the Uncle Henry Show at 251-479-2723. Email address, unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. Hope you're doing well. You know, I look in the news and I unfortunately see a lot of people that aren't doing well. A lot of violence going on around the world. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing well. Now, let's see. There's so many things to get into on the Uncle Henry Show. One thing I do want to mention here at the beginning of the program, I want to say that I'm a little disappointed. That A.J. McCarron, former Alabama Crimson Tide quarterback, champion quarterback, A.J. McCarron, he announced today that he is dropping out of the race for lieutenant governor in the state of Alabama. He was going to run for lieutenant governor as a Republican. But then he today has said that football is calling him back, so there will be some type of football opportunity for him. And so that's good. I'm glad that he'll be able to go back and play some football. Or do whatever he is. I don't know if he's going to play or coach or watch it, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Talk about it. Who knows? And I'm glad for him because that's what he knows and what he's been good at. But still, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that A.J. McCarron's not running for lieutenant governor of the state of Alabama. Now, you may be wondering why. Why would I care about that? Because he was a former football player. Why would I want him involved? Well, number one, just for the entertainment value of running for governor in Alabama at the same time that Tommy Tuberville is running for governor, I just would have enjoyed it. Number one, it would have been in personal enjoyment, just for the entertainment value of A.J. McCarron running for office and having all these debates. And I can imagine all these politicians up there with their politician answers and then people just listening to A.J. McCarron, just talking like a regular person, getting a little Roll Tide here and there. It would have been refreshing for me. It would have been nice, a relief. Last thing I want to see, especially at my age, is a bunch of politicians talking about what they might do if they get elected. Just tired of hearing that. Had enough of that for the rest of my life. So I'm disappointed about that, the entertainment value. Also, there's no reason to believe he wouldn't have been good at it. Now, you might say, well, what does he know? What would he know about being lieutenant governor? All he's done is win national championships and play football. What would he know? Probably as much or more than some of these sleazy politicians that are running for it. All these super ambitious, sleazy politicians. So, I want more non-elected officials to jump in and run for these big offices. More regular people. Please, I want to vote for a plumber. Is there a plumber out there that'll run? I want to vote for an HVAC expert. Is there an HVAC expert out there that'll run? Because these are people that live in the real world and solve real life problems. I don't want somebody that they get into office and they say, you know what the answer to the problem is? We're going to form a committee. We're going to study it and we're going to form a committee. And then we're going to figure out who we can give money to make the problem better. Certainly there's somebody we can give money to. And before we give the money to them, we're going to have to figure out somebody new we can tax. Is there anything we can tax out there? Yeah, I'm tired of them people. Get a roofer. Is there a roofer out there that could run for a lieutenant governor or a football player? I don't know about a baseball player. Well, yeah, why not? A baseball player. Get them all in there. I sincerely feel that way after years of watching these politicians wreck things. All right, let me go to the telephones. I like it when living people call the show. 251-479-2723. Hello, caller.
Hey, good evening, Mark Henry.
Cliff, you are live on the radio.
Okay, Henry, I'm more on your side on this. I'd rather have football players. I'd rather have anything running for politics than just anybody saying things that like because I'm black. Most of the black people, politicians, national news, when these people say that, and then what they do and what they say out there in office only embarrasses black people because they say things that are butt back stupid, or they're doing things against helping the people. The Democrat Party is for everything evil. Right now, they're even finna jump on the train and try to protect the Somalians over there. Nobody remembers Mogadishu or Black Hawk Down, the movie, that they couldn't even put it on film as graphic as what happened for real. But those people, those same murdering Islamic maniacs. We don't allow 80,000 to get here. And Omar ran out of the country. Her family was rich. She was run out of there because her family was doing things to the people in Somalia. Now she's talking like she can do the same thing over here, but she can with the Democrat Party here, because the party itself is evil. The socialists, the Marxists, the communists, they are evil. And the world doesn't know that because there are so many unenlightened, stupid black people and poor voters. They don't understand what's going on, okay?
Well, if you can't understand it by now, are you ever going to understand it?
No. Most of the people don't even understand or don't believe that the Democrat Party shut the government down and didn't care whether they starve or not. They was trying to get leverage, Uncle Henry, and they'll do that at the expense of anybody. Sooner or later, Democrat voters will wake up and understand that they're just another, what you call dependent class of Democrat voters like gays, lesbian, transgender.
Hey, Cliff, I'm up on the break. I'm going to have to go to the break.
Okay. You have a blessed day, Uncle Henry.
Thank you, Cliff.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
A street party is going on in front of Hancock Whitney Stadium, and kickoff for the 68 Ventures Bowl is at 7:30. Watch for congestion on Highway 31 from Spanish Fort to Highway 59. It's a 19-minute drive. And west on the Bayway from the Eastern Shore to the tunnel, 13-minute drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Bakke.
This report.
All right, Lisa Bakke sounding very excited about the street party out at the Hancock Whitney Stadium. Lisa Bakke, very excited. All right, YouTube viewers, I see we have a small number of YouTube viewers looking at the program here, and I do appreciate your lookerhood. I really do. Let me say hello to Pat Nelly. Hello to Pat Nelly, Ben Griffin, young Ben Griffin, Excalibur One Force, The Love Freak 69, Bill Odell, Bama Big Man, KP of shirtbutter.com, Ken. Thank you all for looking in on the program. And yes, the creepy reindeer man is back. Yes, let me see if I can get there we are together. No, where did I go? All right, go back to him. All right, well, I have to figure that out some other time. All right, there he is. There am I, and there's him. And no, grammar, who cares about grammar? At this point, what good has grammar done us? All right, let's see. Going to be back on the radio with the Uncle Henry Radio Show coming up in less than 3 minutes. Before now and then, what can I tell you about? Let me see. Let me see if I can find some weird news to tell you about while waiting to go back on the radio. Oh, there was somebody put together a list of Christmas songs that they claim is possibly stressing out your dog. Now, and I don't know if this is fake news or not, but there's some study has been done analyzing 90 popular Christmas songs based on tempo, and they say that some Christmas songs have a certain number of beats per minute that can stress out your dog. Plus, when you add in the sounds of jingling bells and stuff like that, these songs can really upset your dogs. Now, see, doesn't this already sound like fake news? Like somebody made it up? Anyway, don't let that get in the way of hearing the list. So they've come up with a list of the top songs, the Christmas songs that allegedly will stress out your dog. Number 5 is Santa Tell Me by Ariana Grande. I don't know what that is. Never heard it. Number 4, It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year by Andy Williams. Now, how could that be true? How could anything performed by Andy Williams stress out any living creature? He's the most vanilla humanoid that's been on the planet. How could any of that? This is fake. Number 3 on the list of stressful songs for pets, Christmas songs, is Mele Kalikimaka by the Andrews Sisters. See, that's ridiculous. The Andrews Sisters, I bet they attract dogs when they were alive. Number 2, Merry Christmas Everyone by Shakin' Stevens. I don't know what that is. And the number 1 song that's supposed to be the most stressful for dogs for Christmas is Last Christmas by Wham. Now, I do believe that. I believe that song has stressed me out. But just news you probably can't use. But these things, if you respect your dog, then keep all these things in mind. Keep them away from Wham.
Heart Radio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show continues here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Merry Christmas to you and have a blessed Christmas. Telephone number to call the Uncle Henry Show, 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. Email address, unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. We have news headlines coming up in less than 10 minutes. So if you can just endure this segment of the program, you will be rewarded with news headlines. Now, in the last segment of the program, I mentioned to you, the listener, that I was disappointed that A.J. McCarron, former Alabama Crimson Tide quarterback, has dropped out of the lieutenant governor's race. I like the idea of him or any other non-state politician running for office, just because I've fed up with all the professional politicians. Look around at the job they've done, especially on the national level. So I'm disappointed that A.J. McCarron has dropped out. A.J. McCarron allegedly returning to football in some capacity. So now there's a bunch of stiffs running for lieutenant governor of Alabama. Now I'm hoping, since A.J. McCarron is not running, what about Jake Coker? What about him? Jake Coker. He was an Alabama quarterback and won a national championship game against Clemson. I think it was 45-40 or something like that. I could handle some of that. That would be that. If they could use if Jake, and why would I mention Jake Coker? Because if I remember Jake Coker correctly from watching him play that season and then playing that game, I found him to be full of grit. Yes, you don't use that word a lot. Well, you probably never use that word. Grit. I believe Jake Coker put in a gritty performance during his season as the Alabama quarterback, especially in that game. Jake Coker is a fighter and has grit. Somebody find him and encourage him to run for lieutenant governor, please. I mean, you're a former Alabama quarterback. People are gonna donate, even if people would donate, probably not to Mike Shula, but many of the other former quarterbacks, they would. Please, somebody find him. Tell him, Jake Coker, please run for lieutenant governor now that AJ has dropped out. Now, let's see, what else? There's many other things I want to talk to you here on the Uncle Henry Show about. I want to mention real quick that tonight, President Trump is supposed to give a televised address from the Oval Office where he's going to talk to the American people. Now, I'm old enough to remember when that was a big deal. It used to be a big deal. The president says, I want to talk to the American people tonight. All the major networks would cover it. It was quite a thing to have the president address the nation on television at night. But I think it stopped being a big deal when his term began this year, because President Trump, I feel like he's on TV every day. Is he not on? Is he on? He's on TV at least several days a week from the Oval Office, talking, and then taking questions from everybody that has a question. I feel like it's not special anymore because he's on TV all the time. Why does he have to come on tonight? I feel like he's on all the time live. So not as big a deal. At least to me. Now I don't know what he's going to say, if he's going to have some type of big announcement of some new thing they're going to do. But I'm at a point where I'm having trouble getting enthusiastic for any new thing that the president is announcing or wanting to do. And the reason I'm having trouble getting excited about it or enthusiastic about it, even if it's a really good idea, and there have been some really good ideas thrown out there, but even if it's a good idea, I'm not getting excited or enthusiastic about it because I understand that there's a Republican Congress, Republicans controlling both houses, House and the Senate, and they don't seem to be doing much of nothing. They don't seem to be doing much of nothing. And any good idea he comes up with that is popular with his voters, with the American people, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's popular with the American people, popular with the Republican base. That Republican Congress ain't going to do nothing. They might pass some resolution to condemn something. But in fact, his own Republican Congress, the Senate especially, they won't let him make recess appointments. You might imagine that they don't even like him. You might imagine that. You might imagine that many of these senators, especially, and some people in the House that are Republicans, you might imagine they really don't like President Trump, and they might say they do, but they don't behave like it. They won't even let him make recess appointments. They haven't tried to get any of his stuff, any of these executive orders actually put into law. You know, if it's something real popular, it's okay if it gets defeated. Just try to pass it. Just show that you tried. They ain't doing that. Now, I believe that Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, made some announcement this week that they're going to try to do this, that once they come back from Christmas and New Year, they're going to really start trying. Well, I guess that'd be nice. But what have you been doing? They ain't been doing nothing. Not really. So it's hard for me to get enthusiastic. And now, if you're somebody like me and you wonder these things and you think about these things and you imagine what's going on, I keep wondering if some of the things that President Trump is or isn't doing is because he knows they're going to lose the midterms. Democrats will control the House. And then they're going to start doing impeachments here, there, and everywhere. And I keep wondering if he's just wanting to appease some of the Senate Republicans just to make sure that he has some people in there that won't convict him. That he just to make sure he doesn't get convicted in one of these impeachments. It's already a mess. And that is another reason why I'm fed up with even the politicians in Alabama from watching the ones up in Washington. These pros that get up there and stay up there for years and years. You've seen what they've not done. You've seen how they acted during the government shutdown. Republicans in Congress didn't do nothing. So hard for me to get enthusiastic. Now, I love hearing a good idea. I hope we get some good proposals. It'd be nice. I hope he has good things to say tonight. But hard to get enthusiastic or gung-ho about any of it, knowing what he's got to work with in that disgusting House of Representatives and that wicked, wicked Senate.
From the Spring Hill Toyota Traffic Center.
And the roadway is blocked due to a crash on Mobile Highway at Millview Road. We also have some slowing west on the Bayway. From the Eastern Shore to the tunnel, it's a 13-minute drive. And on northbound Highway 31 from Spanish Fort to Highway 59, it's a 19-minute drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
This report is sponsored by Unbound.org. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at Unbound.org.
If you see traffic trouble, call the Acadian Windows traffic tip line at pound 250, keyword total traffic when prompted. Acadian Windows, your hurricane protection specialists.
Hello, I'm Cameron Taylor with Fox 10 News. Mobile police arresting 21-year-old Trayon James for murder. He was booked into Metro Jail. Now, the incident happened on Sunday on Mott Drive South. Police say they found a man dead on a vacant lot from a gunshot wound. They identified the victim as Marcel Miller. A 14-year-old taken into custody after authorities say he threatened to shoot up Grand Bay Middle School. The Mobile County Sheriff's Office says the boy said in a group chat he was going to bring a gun and shoot up the school. Investigators say he also posted a picture of a gun in the group chat. He told investigators he got the photo off Pinterest, they say. We're told deputies searched the boy's home and did not find a gun. The boy was taken to Strickland and is being charged with second-degree terroristic threats. Well, Fox 10's 10 Caring Gifts toy drive wrapped up yesterday, gathering thousands of toys for children across the Gulf Coast, thanks to your donations. Volunteers from America's Southeast partners with Fox 10 on the annual drive. Rob Rogers with VOA Southeast said the community responded to requests for gifts suitable for older children, an area where the organization has recently struggled. The drive received last-minute support when organizers realized they needed more donations. Rogers says the toy drive aligns with VOA's mission as a Christian ministry, and they'll continue accepting toy donations until Friday. They'll also accept food donations year-round. I'm Cameron Taylor with Fox 10 News on this iHeartRadio station.
A UAB doctor who was picked by the Biden administration to replace Anthony Fauci has now filed a wrongful termination lawsuit against the Trump administration. The suit has been filed in Maryland, claiming the usual government channels handling such disputes have been politicized. Dr. Jean Marazzo claims she was fired in retaliation for issuing a warning about medical research cuts. She was formerly with UAB, which receives hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars for that research. She's now demanding to be reinstated and back pay. She is unlikely to be successful. And that memorial service has been planned for the 19-year-old Mountain Brook student killed in the mass shooting at Brown University. The family of Ella Cook says the service will be held on Monday, December 22nd at Cathedral Church of the Advent. That's in Birmingham. I'm Leah Brandon.
This is News Radio 710 WNTM.
News, I'm John Saucier. President Trump announcing a complete blockade on sanctioned oil tankers traveling to and from Venezuela. The president blames past administrations for this situation.
They took all of our energy rights. They took all of our oil from not that long ago, and we want it back. But they took it. They illegally took it.
The Venezuelan Navy is escorting ships carrying petroleum products from port. The president will address the nation tonight. He's expected to talk about the economy. Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville on Fox Business Network believes President Trump is at least better than his predecessor on the economy.
We spent $7 trillion more than we should have spent, and it caught up with us very quickly, and President Trump's trying to get us out of that trap.
A Fox News poll that came out today found some 72% of voters view the economy negatively. And Dan Bongino announcing he will be leaving his position of assistant director at the FBI by January. America is listening to Fox News.
All right. Hey, back on here with you YouTube viewers. Thank you for looking in on YouTube. Pat Nelly, thank you for telling me about Jay Coker. Thanks to that information, I will never mention him on the show again. Thank you, though. I appreciate knowing that. All right, let's see. Larry Morting, the wife is doing good. Thank you. Yes, already seeing better. Already seeing better. So thank you very much. Reagan Girl, if that's you. Hey, Reagan Girl, thank you for looking in on YouTube. Now, let's see. What can I tell you about? I'm going to be back on the radio in about a minute. Let me see what I can tell you. Let me look in the weird news file. There is a man in Ghana who claims that he is a prophet. His name is Ebo Noah in Ghana. He says that on Christmas Day, the 25th, there's going to be a flood that will last 3 years, but he has gained a following. And now he says he's been told to build 10 arks. So I don't know if he's actually building them. But if you want to help, that's in Ghana.
Plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words Micro. That's pound 250, Micro.
Uncle Henry Show, News Radio 710, WNTM. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. You can also hear me on FM radio. I'm on 95 KSJ every weekday, Monday through Friday from 10 to 2. Tomorrow, I'll have your chance to win tickets to see Mustache the Band. They play 90s country. They're in concert at Soul Kitchen in downtown Mobile this Saturday night. So to win tickets to Mustache the Band, just be listening to me on 95 KSJ tomorrow, right around 11:15, right after 11 o'clock tomorrow on 95 KSJ. Now, before I get back to some topics that I want to discuss with you here on the Uncle Henry Show, a press release from the Mobile County Animal Shelter. They put out a press release today saying that they are, Mobile County Animal Shelter, currently over capacity. They have no available space. They have more than 100 dogs currently available for adoption, many more on stray hold. They need people to step up, and if you could adopt, of course, they would love for you to adopt a dog. If you can't adopt, if you could foster, they need you to foster a dog. All the adoption fees have been sponsored for approved applicants through Saturday. So if you want to get a dog, they have a lot of them there at the Mobile County Animal Shelter. Telephone number to call the Uncle Henry Show, 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. Email address, unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. That's unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. Before I get back into news items, and there's plenty of news items to talk about, I saw something today that I have never heard of this before. And this is something that came up from Southern Living. Now, you remember Southern Living magazine. I don't know if people still know the days of the magazine, or I know people still print magazines, but now it's mostly websites. But Southern Living, you could always, if you went into any elderly woman's home, not that I've been in a lot of them, but if you went into an elderly woman's home, you'd find stacks of Southern Living here in the South. Now you can find Southern Living online at southernliving.com. They have an article, southernliving.com has an article that is encouraging us to wash our Christmas trees before we take them into our homes. If we buy a real tree, Southern Living says you should always wash it before you take it in your house. Now, I've been around for a while. I've never thought to wash my Christmas tree before I took it in the house. I've never gone to a Christmas tree lot and then take the tree home and then hose it down before taking it. I've never done that. I've never known anybody. I've never known a neighbor do that. No member of my family has done this. I've never heard of any human being washing their Christmas tree before they took it into their house. But they've got the article, southernliving.com. The headline is, Why You Should Always Wash Your Christmas Tree. The article says, this expert holiday tip may surprise you, but it makes sense. Live trees are covered in pollen, mold spores, and other allergens and pollutants. Artificial trees can be a haven for dust mites and allergens too. Once you set up your tree in your house, these contaminants can impact indoor air quality and set off allergies and asthma. Here's how to wash your live Christmas tree. Blah, 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 blah. And then it goes on and tells you to hose it down and get out a leaf blower to dry it off and all this kind of stuff. I thank the Lord that I was born before people thought they needed to wash their Christmas trees before they took them into their houses. But now that this is out there, 10 years from now, they're going to sell them to you. You can pay an extra fee probably to get them pre-washed. Now, something I thought of doing, sometime before next Christmas, I want to invent some Uncle Henry tree washing soap and try and sell it. Yes, I think I might be able to make a buck off this weird idea of washing your Christmas tree. Now, speaking of Christmas trees, I got a voicemail from right now, Buford, one of my few faithful voicemailers. He left me a message about his family buying a Christmas tree.
Henry, this here's Buford. Henry, me and Buford family went and got our Christmas tree yesterday, and
Yeah.
I got to thinking, Henry, remember when I was a kid, man, you used to have these Christmas tree lots everywhere.
True, yes.
They'd sprout up on street corners like daggum General Dollars.
Yes.
And I always loved going to a Christmas tree lot, Henry. I always kind of wanted to work at one during the Christmas season when I was in high school, but never did. But, Henry, I always liked the atmosphere of a Christmas tree lot, the smell of it. They had high school, kids helping you with your tree and tying it to the roof of your car,
Yeah.
Griswold style if you didn't have a truck. Or
Oh, Griswold style. Now, I believe that is a reference to the Christmas Vacation movie. Listener, I think I've told you before, I've never seen it. Never seen it. Now, I've reached an old age. I think I might as well go the rest of my life without ever seeing it. I mean, I've not seen it up till now. Why pollute my mind with it at this point? I think I may go the rest of my life without seeing that movie. But anyway, Griswold style, the Christmas tree, the nostalgia of the Christmas tree lot.
car, Griswold style if you didn't have a truck. Or it was just an enjoyable experience during the Christmas season. But, man, them Christmas tree lots are getting fewer and far between.
Right?
I'm sure like everything else, it costs an ungodly lot more money for Christmas trees to be grown and transported.
Right.
Hard to make money off of a Christmas tree lot now, so we ended up having to go to Tractor Supply, which I absolutely hate going to a large store to buy a Christmas tree, and I won't have nothing but a live tree. Because Henry, the regular old 6-foot tree and these Christmas tree lots that are still around are like $130, $150.
Wow.
These trying times of want and woe, I can't afford to pay $150 for a Christmas tree. I'm sure the Democrats, useful idiots on welfare, can afford to pay a $150 Christmas tree since their food and housing is all paid for. But I bet you there's some government program to give them people free Christmas trees too.
Oh,
but Henry,
now you just said that. That'll eventually happen. It'll eventually happen.
I sure do miss the old Christmas tree lights of old, Henry. It just ain't the same ripping a tag off a tree and going inside a daggum corporate store and paying for it and then loading it up yourself. Anyway, Henry, just one more thing. These daggum Democrats, due to the lizard people overlords of ruining for what used to be a everyday, normal American way of life. Anyway, Henry, you have a good day.
Buford, thank you very much for sharing your nostalgia for the old-fashioned Christmas tree lots. And I hadn't thought about how there are so fewer. But now that you mention, yes, there are still a few around, but not nearly as many as there used to be. But times, they do change. 251-216-1976 is the number to leave a message, a voicemail message for the Uncle Henry Show. 251-216-1976. That is the number to leave a voicemail message for the Uncle Henry Show. There is more to come. But first, I got to take a time out for traffic, weather, and words from the magnificent sponsors of the Uncle Henry Show.
Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
And the roadway is blocked due to a crash on Mobile Highway at Millview Road. We also have some slowing west on the Bayway. From the Eastern Shore to the tunnel, it's a 13-minute drive. And on northbound Highway 31 from Spanish Fort to Highway 59, it's a 19-minute drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Bakke.
This report is sponsored by
YouTube viewers, those that are still watching, thank you. Thank you for your viewerhood. Now, let me see. Let me do a quick check to make sure you're still there. Yeah, there's a small number of people. Steve, make it stick. Merry Christmas. All right, let's see. What can I tell you about while I'm waiting to go back on the radio? Going to be back on the radio with more Uncle Henry Show, in about 3.5 minutes. Let me get another some Christmas bumper music in there. In fact, let me put in, I've got all these Christmas drops, and I've only got a few shows left before Christmas. Let's see. Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. Only a few more shows. Let me get some of my old Christmas material. Let's see, I love my old Mobile politicians wishing us a Merry Christmas.
Hi, this is Jack Tillman, wishing you a very happy holidays from the Mobile County Sheriff's Department and AM 710 Mobile.
Hi, this is Mayor Mike Dow, wishing you a happy holiday season from the City of Mobile and AM 710 Mobile.
Happy holiday seasons from Reggie Copeland at the City of Mobile and station AM 710 Mobile.
Mobile.
All right. Used to have a lot more of them, but I'm not good at naming computer files and things. They've deleted themselves. And I've told you before, but the reason they all say Happy Holidays is back when those were recorded during the Dow years and when Jack Tillman was sheriff years, the program director of this radio station, Dick Scott, wrote a script for them to read, and that's what the script said, and so they read it. There was only one politician that refused to read that script and say Happy Holidays, and that was Fred Richardson, who insisted on saying Christmas, Merry Christmas. Unfortunately, we don't have that left in the archives. All right, let's see. What I was going to tell you something. What was I going to tell you? I've already forgotten. I was looking in the weird news file. Scientists at Hong Kong Baptist University say they've discovered a new type of box jellyfish in ponds near a nature reserve in Hong Kong. This new type of box jellyfish, they've named it Tripidalia myponina. I can't even pronounce that. They say the jellyfish has 24 eyes, split into 4 groups of 6, so that it can see 360 degrees. All right. You know, they keep making robots that look like human beings. Maybe they should make them like this jellyfish.
In stories.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. Be sure to tune into our podcast. This week, we'll share the story of an unlikely friendship, a black Olympian and a Nazi. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. This is News Radio 710, WNTM, an iHeartRadio station.
Happy holiday seasons from Reggie Copeland at the city of Mobile and station AM 710 Mobile.
The Uncle Henry Show continues here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Now, this bumper music, it came upon a midnight clear. This is how I would hear it, I guess, if I had overdosed on Benadryl. Yeah, sounds like somebody is taking a Quaalude or something. All right, look, there's a news item I want to share with you before we get to the top of the hour. There is more Uncle Henry Show coming your way after 6 o'clock, but there's a news item I want to get to. This was a wild chase. You probably already heard all about this, but I wanted to highlight something in this news story. This is about a woman that went from Mobile County over to Baldwin County and stole a bunch of wine and lamb chops and then tried to escape back to Mobile. And, well, I'll let Fox 10 tell you the story. Here's Fox 10 with the story.
Can't make this up.
Oh, you can't make it up.
A Pritchard woman wearing a Dale Earnhardt t-shirt is accused of going 120 miles per hour across the Bayway last night, but she was not racing.
She was allegedly trying to get away from the cops. That high-speed chase started when Daphne police say the woman stole a bunch of wine and lamb chops from a grocery store. Our Claudia Nichols is working.
By the way, anytime I hear lamb chops, I automatically think of the late Lambert Mims.
This story.
And Claudia, you have some new reporting about the suspect's rap sheet.
That's right, Lenise and Cameron. These court documents say Jalea Washington did the same thing earlier this year in Mobile, stealing nearly 40 bottles of wine from a Target. Tonight, she's locked up again, facing more felony charges. Tonight, Daphne police say all these bottles of wine and lamb chops have been returned to their rightful owner. The stolen loot found inside this car Monday night after a blazing fast, high-speed chase.
I'm sorry to pause it there, but they said the stolen wine and lamb chops have been returned to the owner. So when the lamb chops go back to the grocery store, are they sold at like reduced? Is there like a discount on there? Reduced for quick sale, stolen lamb chops?
Across the Bayway, the suspect, Jalea Washington, wearing a Dale Earnhardt t-shirt when she allegedly put the pedal to the metal.
At one time, she was over 120 on the interstate.
During the chase starting at the Publix in Daphne, officers say Washington hit another vehicle on Highway 98 before slamming into a retaining wall and coming to a stop. The chase ended near the Cochrane Africatown Bridge. Police say 28 bottles of stolen wine and 3 packages of lamb chops were inside Washington's vehicle.
It's not uncommon for Mobile residents to come over and try to victimize our businesses, and every chance we get, we make them as unwelcome as we possibly can.
Whoa! Did you hear that? This was a Daphne police captain. Did you hear what the Daphne police captain said about Mobilians? Listen to this.
It's not uncommon for Mobile residents to come over and try to victimize our businesses, and every chance we get, we make them as unwelcome as we possibly can.
Wow! It's not uncommon for Mobile people to go over to Baldwin County and try to victimize the businesses. Did you hear that? I need to get, the next time we get Sheriff Birch in here, I'm going to ask him about people from Baldwin County coming over here and doing stuff. Because I remember a few years ago, Mobile City Council meetings, we had a couple of councilmen that were complaining bitterly about Baldwin County contractors driving in to Mobile County neighborhoods and dumping like building debris and stuff, just dumping trash over in Mobile County from Baldwin County. It's not uncommon for Mobile residents to come and victimize. Oh, really? It's not uncommon?
For documents, this isn't the first time Washington has been accused of stealing alcohol. Records show she was indicted on organized retail theft charges after she was arrested in February in Mobile, accused of stealing 49 bottles of wine worth more than $3,000 over the span of 9 days. And tonight, records also show Washington is wanted on felony theft warrants out of Bay Minette. We're digging deeper into these charges, and we'll let you know as soon as we learn more. Cameron, Lenny.
All right. Well, I don't know if that's a national story yet. I think the fact that she was wearing a Dale Earnhardt t-shirt would make that become a national weird news story or a dumb crook story that people around the country will see. If she had not worn the Dale Earnhardt t-shirt, the embarrassment would be limited to the communities that she lives in now. But by wearing the Dale Earnhardt t-shirt, she's guaranteed that people are going to hear about her. At least they're going to hear about her in places that understand NASCAR. There's more to come. I got more show coming up for you after the news break. Uncle Henry's show continues here on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Fox on Tech.
What happens if you have to fill up your EV with gas? Ford will end production of the fully electric F-150 Lightning version of its famed pickup truck. It's part of a major reorganization for Ford, which is rethinking its commitment to EVs. The company will lose about $20 billion as it turns its attention back to good old internal combustion engines powered by gasoline. Well, sort of. The company will sell the F-150 extended range EV pickup. Basically, it is a hybrid.
So they're going to give up, they're going to lose $20 billion because they've decided not to go electric? Anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate it very, very much. I'll be back tomorrow at the regular time, but I'm turning the camera off now. I don't want to embarrass the reindeer guy too much.
Cloud Tech, a product Ford hopes will stay.
Have a pleasant evening and a pleasant tomorrow.
I'm Eben Brown, Fox News.
New rule, you have to be able to bench your body weight to be able to vote. Republicans would win 95-5.
Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, benching the weight of the world. Weekdays at 11 on News Radio 710 WNTN. 'Tis the season.